try to see the way the world turned what happened to me. It's not exactly what I thought it would be. I got my house on a little piece of land. This is the place I'm gonna take my stand. But I keep living on dreams. One thing I know, that's the way it's gotta be. Am I living the American dream? I keep searching for that dream of me, hoping someday that I will see myself in American dream.
How the hell are y'all doing? I want you to know I missed y'all, baby. I missed y'all on Sunday. Had some problems, but nothing we couldn't overcome. But, Lord, yeah, I went through withdrawals on Sunday, man. Anyway, I'm glad y'all are here. Dorothy Tyndall was the first one to jump in, followed, and Dorothy, I hope your ears were ringing, because me and another blue dot was talking about you. Anyway, Kelly 1313 is here. Donald Hamilton. Sam is here. Roger Himmelwright. Jan Morgan. Thank you, baby. Tamara Harrington. Always happy to see you in there, baby. Franca Saylor. Adam Hewitt's there. Lady Booksmith in Gallagher. Bunny Griffin. Thank you very much. SFL. That's a new one. I haven't seen that one yet. So welcome to the family, baby. And let me see, Linda Carlston and Kelly Harris from all the way from Fort Worth. Trudy Backer's here. And Jacob, Neil Rose, I'm sorry, Neil Rose, Sammy Marcy, Buddy Young, Carl Vogel, everybody's here. Shit, let me jump on down here. We won't get started. Zip on down there. And Man from the West 420 is here. Anyway, I hope you all had a nice weekend. Got to enjoy yourself. Had big plans for Sunday, just didn't pan out. But anyway, before we get started, I got mail. And the first one I want to call out, I got two pieces of mail. But I want to call out Donna Sorensen from Studevant, Wisconsin. Now, she is the one that sent me the Kringle, the pastry, the round pastry. I still got it right here. The Kringle. And she didn't see the show where I highlighted it. Anyway, it was delicious. And I got a card from her. And she's in the hospital and whatnot, but she also included a donation in there. And I'm not ashamed to say, without that donation, I wouldn't be here tonight. So, this family keeps this show alive, and I appreciate that tremendously. And Donna, I can't thank you enough, baby. Anyway, what else did I get? I got a peg leg chicken. That's right, it's a peg leg chicken from Pauline Hall. And that is actually a toy for my donkey Jenny, which I'm going to take it to her. She likes toys and she likes them to make noise. So, Pauline, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm going to go see my baby and drop that toy off to her. Anyway, what happened since the last time we seen each other? Shit. Donnie didn't give a shit about the Constitution, doesn't know if he has to uphold it, doesn't know if anybody has to have a due process in the law. All sorts of shit happened. Basically, just another day. And in Trump world. So yeah, there was a lot happening. And are you yeah? Are you shitting me? No, man from the West 420. I am not shitting you. Uh, Let me see. Let me get this thing going, baby. I've had a rough week. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a rough fucking week, and a lot on my mind. And I tell y'all all the time. This is my escape. This is my social interaction. This show. This family. And yeah, when you're not there, I really miss you. Hey, Miss Chick.
Are you saying that you missed me, John?
I missed you, baby. I missed you. Oh, shit. How'd the book club go last night?
Oh, fine. Yep, we're deep into the mystery of it.
Ah, good.
Yep. Fun.
What?
Nothing from the peanut gallery, thank you.
Nothing?
Dumb dogs. So, yeah, well, you guys are digging into other things later on in the show, because I know you will. My big take today is about lawyers again. Lawyers and lawsuits and things like that. So a group of lawyers have come together. Now, this group of lawyers were some of the ones that were in the firms that bent the knee, and they resigned from those firms because they weren't going to bend their knee.
Outstanding.
Right? So they are getting together with, I think his name is Abbe, A-B-B-E, Lowell at the helm. He has started a new, I guess you would call it a firm, I guess, and it's now called Lowell and Associates, and him and I think the 4 or 5 other lawyers are getting together, and they are pretty much getting together to defend those that are being targeted by the Trump regime. First and foremost, they are representing, I do believe, New York attorney Letitia James, who won a civil fraud case against Trump in 2024 and has been targeted by the regime to be prosecuted for allegations of mortgage fraud. They're just looking for anything, right?
Anything, yeah.
Anything, yeah. So they're going to be defending her. Yeah. And then next up is Mark, and here's another one. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Zaid, or Zayed, Z-A-I-D. And he was the guy who represented some of the J6 officers and the former Homeland Security official Miles Taylor. Well, I don't know if he represented him or not, but he also represented Hunter Biden at some point. So he's a big target, right?
Oh, yeah.
But he's been in and around the D.C. area doing this exact thing, stepping up and being a lawyer for people in that area, in that world, for a good 20 years. And he had security clearances for, I think specifically, originally it was like top secret, and then at some point he even got bumped up to what they call secret compartmental information.
All right.
From secret to top secret or whatever. Anyways, he's had that revoked. So it means he can't really help any of his clients.
Go figure.
Yeah. Go figure.
That's part of his retaliation to
Right. And so he can't help some of these people that he's been helping. And so remember his name, even if I pronounce it wrong, Mark, Z-A-I-D, because he specifically has just filed a first-of-its-kind lawsuit. He's the first to sue the regime as an individual to get his clearance back, not as a group or an entity or anything like that, as an individual. And something that he is, like I said, something he's held for 2 decades. So he has, and in the past he has sued both Representative and Democratic admins on behalf of his clients. So he's bipartisan.
Right.
He doesn't just
Yeah, he'll sue. He'll sue either side.
I did go in and read part of his lawsuit. It's quite a few pages long. I'll just take one little one little quote out of it, but if you can, I'll try and put it in the Discord later if anybody wants to read it. There's some good stuff in it. But his lawsuit states, President Trump has used security clearances as a weapon on a mass scale since his January 20th, 2025 inauguration to punish his perceived political enemies by handicapping their ability to engage with government and pursue their livelihood. This might not seem like the strongest way to go after Trump, but in the court's eyes, they have to have a possible damage, a tangible damage to somebody sometimes, in the suit.
That should be easy to claim.
He can't work. He can't do his work properly without those clearances. So that's a big Teddy. There's a woodpecker outside driving him cray-cray.
Sir.
Yeah.
I'm well used to that.
I am too, unfortunately, and it drives me nuts.
I got you beat.
Yeah, you got more than I do.
Yeah.
Hey.
They're not barking yet, though. They're whimpering still.
I don't even know why he's hiding while he's doing his barking.
Anyway.
Oh, Ted, I'm trying to do my thoughts here, Ted. Where are you?
Oh, baby, it's normal. It's normal. It's natural. He wants to be on the air too.
Yeah.
Got his 2 cents he wants to pitch in there.
Yeah, and there's also a couple other people specifically being targeted. One is probably not the last.
Oh, I'm sure not.
Let's see. Christopher Krebs, who ran Trump's cybersecurity and infrastructure security agency, he's failed to substantiate the lies of, he failed to substantiate the lies of the 2020 election, which is why he's being targeted. He said, yeah, I couldn't find any.
Yeah, couldn't find none.
Right?
Boy,
sorry, and he was, he was appointed by Trump.
By Trump.
He couldn't find it. And the other one was the former senior deputy of Homeland Security official Miles Taylor, and he authored an anonymous op-ed in 2018 criticizing Trump, and then later wrote a book portraying the chaos inside the White House. So they're all being targeted for retribution.
Yeah. He's got a long memory.
Yep, and he's trying to assert power through the DOJ that he doesn't have for personal reasons.
Wait. What was all that shit that we all heard during the last 4 years about how Biden was weaponizing the DOJ? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got a little bit of that shit going on, you reckon? I mean, plain as day out in front of everybody.
Isn't it always the way it is, though? They claim that the other side's doing something, and then they do it, or they're doing it, and then they claim the other guy.
They're doing it, and then they accuse you of doing it, and then, you're sitting there trying to defend yourself when you don't have any damn reason to defend yourself. While this asshole is kicking it in the butt. Shit, man.
But at the core, all the suits go into the larger fight to save our Constitution. It's very important because this is, they're trying to take away their constitutional rights of, doing their jobs. Doing it in a bad way through executive orders and memos and bullshit like that. Like, no.
Yeah.
So.
Like he pulls something out of his butt. What was the latest thing? Oh, shit.
Well, see, that's the whole point.
Movie tariffs or something.
Keep your eyes on the sparkly object of the Trump disaster. I'm going to be watching, supporting, and commenting on the resistors that are deep in the trenches fighting the good fight. The real super important fight that holds our Constitution on high. But meanwhile, keep calling out the absurd with mockery. Keep telling them that you see them. We can see you. Keep bringing more people into the fold.
All the bullshit that he spits out, we're gonna discuss. Yep. But most of it is
resisting, protesting, writing, calling, talking to truth, and above all, keep it peaceful.
That's it. That's what we have to do.
That's
hey,
it.
let me
That's
thank.
my answer today.
Let me thank Piper Saul, who came in with a $20 donation and said, "Good evening. I love the shirt. They will know far into the future. Yes, they will. And if you can't see that, it's the Jetsons.
Oh.
That's the Jetsons. That's right, baby.
It's
What does
John's
it say?
flying car that he always wanted.
It says fuck Trump. That's what it says. Yeah. Anyway, had a meeting with Prime Minister Carney today from Canada.
Did.
Yeah, that didn't go too well.
And if you
Well-
could hear eyes roll, you would have heard Carney's
Yes.
eyes rolling.
Oh man, big time. Oh shit. Oh shit. Nope. Don't let that go by because Vincent Saravo came in with a $10 donation, but he didn't write a comment, so it wasn't going to pop up on the screen. So Vincent, thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. There you go. I seen it go by in the chat. Well, boy, howdy shit. I see a guest down in the audience, and you know, Leo always has something to say. Yeah. Leo, how you doing?
Was there ever a time I didn't have something to say?
Yeah, well, you know, like minds, brother, like minds. You always
And I
have something
get
to
it.
say. There's always something on your ass, you know.
That might be why we're friends, brother. That might
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
First of all, Missy Chick, you brought up the lawyers, the ones that have already bent a knee, the ones that left lucrative careers because they said, "Oh no, fuck that, I ain't doing that."
Yep.
And there have been
Are
many.
y'all aware that what he did there is flat ass impeachable?
Dare you say, impeachable?
Yes. Think about this for a moment. He said, if you will give so many hours of pro bono work,
Yes, it's extortion.
then maybe I won't be so hard on you. That's called bribery, people.
Yeah, it's also
That's
called
one of the ones
extortion.
that's right there in the Constitution. Says,
Yeah.
no, bribery's a big one.
There you go with that
Bribery or
Constitution stuff.
extortion, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I
See,
know.
He doesn't know if he needs to uphold that or needs to.
He's not sure
abide
about
by-
that.
Yeah, he's got lawyers looking into that.
He's got lawyers that'll look into it. Yep.
Yeah.
They'll
let him know.
I mean, came right out and said, will you uphold the Constitution? And said, I don't know.
Can it be any plainer than that, Leo? Can it
don't
be
think so.
blasted up on the side of a billboard?
Did
That
he
no,
not
he
almost
doesn't give a
like
shit
the
about
book
the
and swear to it?
Constitution. And by the way, I did
That-
my rant on what was it? Whatever last time I did a rant, Monday, I guess. And I was talking
Yeah.
about it was the Declaration of Independence on the wall, not the Constitution. But I was talking about the Constitution, so I thought, well, there it is. But no, it wasn't. It was the Declaration of
So you
Independence.
mashed
And
it up
he
in
has
your
not
brain.
read
And
And
either
he doesn't
one
even
of
know
them.
what it means.
No. Declaration of Independence, it's a love letter. It's a letter of love. Yeah. That's the best he can
Yeah,
do because
well,
yeah. Oh, it's
Missy Chick, I have a question for you, too.
Oh, okay.
And this is a personal one.
oh,
you
should I
on
mute
my
everybody's
friends
mic?
list on Facebook?
I may or may not answer. I might plead the fifth.
Are you on my friends list or not?
Your friends list?
Yeah, on Facebook. Because if you're not, I truly feel you ought to be. I like the way you think. You
Oh.
find the shit I find.
Actually, I am Leo.
I guess I just don't know as whom. Okay.
That's right.
At some point, send me a private message and say, by the way, this is me.
I might. I might not.
Okay, that's all right.
I'm not on Facebook a lot lately, though.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of sick of the damn place, too.
Yep.
There's another one, and then, John, you got that gongs going off. There's one more, and that's just in the last day or so. Pete Hegseth, when are we going to take up a pool on when this motherfucker's going? Because he done went and screwed up again.
Oh, what are you talking about? What was it that came out today about him
Holding
doing
up
something?
the arms to Ukraine without
Yes,
authority.
that's what it was. Thank you. Yes. Supposedly without Donnie's approval, but you know that's bullshit. You know that's
the
bullshit.
latest terms, you mean?
Yeah, he held up weapons to Ukraine.
Right, the
But
ones that were
it's
just
an
promised.
embarrassment. It's an embarrassment to the administration. How many of those is he going to get away with?
Yeah, let's
Oh,
let's
that's
be
on purpose.
honest here.
What are you talking about?
Trump could give two shits for Ukraine. Trump would cut off every bit of aid to Ukraine if it wasn't for the outrage of the United States people in Congress who stood by Ukraine. If it was up to Trump, we'd throw him to the wolves, baby. Putin could have the whole freaking country, and Putin would pat Donnie on the head. That's what the situation is here. It's only by our voice, our demand that supplies keep going to Ukraine. And I'm not too sure they're all going. Because Donnie will do anything to weaken it.
But that brings up one other question.
Mm-hmm.
And there were, in the last admin, who are the adults in the room right now telling him, sir, that might not be the best idea? Because he also
Stephen Miller.
came out and said this is not the time for Russia to be another part of the G7.
No.
It
I don't
depends
want
on
him in
what
the
agenda
G7.
you
I don't
are
want him in
looking at.
anything.
Well, I agree, but why in that? Who is? Somebody has to be telling him, sir, that ain't going to play well. It's all about ratings, and that's what he's worried about.
I don't think he has a single advisor that is willing to tell him what they think. They tell him what will appease him, what will make him happy, what reinforces
they tell him to try and stay on script is what they tell him, and he goes off all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like wrangling cats with him. He's all over the place
wrangling
with everything.
Cats, fuck that, cockroaches. It's wrangling cockroaches.
But to back up to the Hegseth thing, he even if they remove him from his position, he won't go away. Look what they just did to Waltz. They moved him sideways. He's still around, but they moved him sideways. So what kind of punishment is that?
Possible. But I still think there has to be somebody in there that has his ear enough to make him look at the optics.
Yeah, Stephen Miller.
I don't know who that is, though, and I really would like to know.
I think Stephen Miller's writing all the scripts. They get their parts every morning.
Stephen Miller's the little Nazi is the one in his ear more than anything.
And that's why they're all congregated next to him when he meets with people so that they can interject the script when he goes off script. It brings him back on script.
I can't imagine that it's Stephen Miller that is making him say something like, this is not the time for Russia to be included back into what is now the G7.
No, it's not. Russia attacked a sovereign nation outright under the pretext of, we're going to get the Nazis out, which was his first proclamation or whatever that he put out why they're going to, you got to get the Nazis out of. Yeah, everything was bullshit. It was an aggressive move.
Somebody's got to be in his ear, John. Somebody has to be. I don't know who it is, but I'd like to.
He's trying his best to be in Putin's favor constantly.
That's who's in his ear. Putin.
Constantly. Yep.
Putin is in his ear.
Why would Putin say it's not time for them to be back in the G7? Or it would be the G8 again?
Well, yeah, he's trying to do the happy thing where he looks good for a minute to some people. And you're right, he is following ratings and favorability shit on TV.
Maybe that's all of it. I don't know.
Because we know he'll say one thing and do another. There's that part.
It changes on a daily basis.
Constantly.
Everything changes. His domestic message, his international message, his trade, everything. It changes daily, depending on if he shit his diaper. And by the way, Lincoln came in with $5 and said, "Hey Donnie, did you crap your diaper?" And his answer is, "I don't know. Yeah, Donnie doesn't know shit. And he probably doesn't know when he shits his pants.
I got a couple more, John, but go ahead and do your thanks.
Huh?
Do your thanks, all of them, because I know I've heard that gong a few times.
No, that was it. That was it.
That was it.
All right, then.
That was all.
one of the things I want to bring up, and it's an apology to the Blue Dots and the family that John created and I became a part of and became a vocal part of. But
What's up?
I apologize. I have
For
not
what?
been as often live as I'd like to be. But there is a real reason. I don't know if you saw, John, I don't know if you saw my post last Thursday night. Y'all
There's a good
know
chance
that
I
I have
did
now
not.
become the chairman of the Democratic Party up here. In
Indeed.
This red ass.
Take some time
Now
on
the
it.
thing. I found out a thing, and this is to all of you that wonder if you can.
Hell
The
yeah,
thing
you
I
can.
found out, Van Buren County, Tennessee, was the #1 biggest supporting county to Donald Trump in 2024.
And
Really?
Leo Sahaki waded right into it.
And fuck that guy.
Fuck
Fuck
that
that guy. I'm
Fuck that
standing. But beyond that, on Thursday night, the reason that I know this, you know who told me that?
Who?
Hmm.
The vice chairman of the state of Tennessee's Democratic Party. I got
Outstanding.
him to our meeting.
Oh, great.
Excellent.
Yeah. And learned a lot, including that scary holy shit, what the fuck am I thinking part. But
Yeah,
beyond all of
I
that,
have that all the time, Leo.
yeah, exactly, John. You and I, we know it, brother. We got to have a steak again.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I'm not saying it surprised me. The momentum is there, and it's there locally. Everybody that this guy touches, he's hurting. And everybody, even here, and people look it up. I am not kidding. This county voted 99% of the votes that were cast were for Donald Trump.
We're going to pray for those
even
people.
Even here, I had this meeting that I got the vice chair of the state party to, and a number of others. That number was bigger than the number where I was voted the chair. It's growing.
It's growing.
We
and-
can push back.
I think
Just
the
open your
pushback
mouth
is coming,
and
Leo,
do it.
because there's more and more people standing up every day. Every day we see a bunch of bullshit on your TV, on the news. He's pulling some other shit out of his ass. You see what the market's doing. It's unstable. The first ships pulled in from China under the new 145% tariff, and half of them are they're half empty.
Half
They say.
of them are empty.
Yeah, they're not. It's going to affect a whole lot of shit, but we got to be prepared for it.
And across the board, we had Carney in the White House today, and
Yes.
and that's another one that's making me ask, who is getting into his ear? Because he has had other important people to the United States there and decimated them. The meeting with Zelensky. That was an embarrassment. That was just a disgusting embarrassment.
It was a setup. That
Again,
was a setup.
Today, he had
Carney
no
wasn't going to take
choice.
none of his bullshit. Carney, he was polite. But he let him know Canada's not for sale now or ever will be for sale. It's not going to be a 51st
he did not
state.
do to Carney what he did to
No.
Zelensky.
No.
And this time, it was about money. This time, it was about trade, and that's all he gives a shit about. But he did not do that to Carney. Who's in his ear? That's a big one.
Yeah.
Again,
Juanita,
the script.
Hey,
Juanita,
John.
how you doing, darling?
Well, I'm okay. I've felt crappy for 3 or 4 days off and on, but
Oh Lord, me and you both.
yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
I had
let
a
me-
crappy few days,
let me tell you,
and it ain't over with yet. So
on Sunday
I'm fully
night,
expecting another crappy one tomorrow.
on
They
Sunday
keep
night,
coming.
I went to get on Discord. I didn't know, that you were going to come on, and let you know, Todd, whoever Todd is, and I were the only two. And I said, you know what? I believe something ain't happening.
I put out a notice. I used my phone because I couldn't use my computer, and
Yeah.
it was since Friday. Yeah, it turned
Yeah,
south
it's okay.
on
I'm
Friday, and
Apparently, I don't know what you put notices out on, but I just wanted to let you know I did not get one.
oh well.
Check
I'm
check
sorry.
on Facebook sometimes, or he'll put it on
Okay.
YouTube
put-
as
yeah.
a post.
Oh, okay.
As a post,
I just
yeah.
wanted to know for next, if there's a next time.
Yep, and if
So
you're in the blue room, I try and pop it in there. I was a little late popping it in there.
okay,
I didn't know either.
that's all right. Anyhow, I still have notes from Sunday, but I've been feeling crappy, so I didn't, take.
I was pumped for
Much-
Sunday. Are you shitting me? That's right
Yeah.
after the Meet the Press interview where he's talking about I
Oh,
don't
my
give a shit
God.
about the Constitution.
Yeah.
I was all pumped up and I had notes, shit, all ready to go.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
Well, I've got.
shit
I'll
happened.
bring up a couple that are old now, but that we haven't had a chance, I don't think, to talk about.
Beware the sparkly apples.
AOC.
I like
Have
that
you
woman.
heard about? I like her,
Yes.
but anyhow, she
She's growing. She's definitely growing.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's been threatened by I don't remember. I think it was Trump that was threatening her, but let me see. She's been speaking out more and more about mass deportation, and she's been advising people, her constituents, of their rights. About like illegal
Yes.
search and seizure,
Right.
etc., and
Don't
what
answer
to
the fucking
do.
door.
And apparently, it's really rubbing somebody wrong, but. We need to keep supporting her because I have a feeling,
Oh,
of
darling.
course, that she's
We're going to
in
see
the,
some moves from her pretty soon.
Yeah, I think so.
She was offered a position. Oh, I can't remember on what panel, on what committee. She turned it down.
Oh, damn
Turned
it!
it down. She's got.
She's busy.
Yeah, she's very busy.
Well, yeah.
And there's talk that she could possibly run for governor or run for Senate.
Really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to lose it. I don't
I-
want to lose her right away.
We
you
are
know,
not
if
going to
it's-
lose that woman. She is too popular. She is too powerful.
Too strong. She's
Yes,
Right.
she is very strong. As a matter of fact, we
Yes.
need more of her in the Democratic Party.
Jasmine Crockett and
Oh man,
the others.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
tickles me. I love Jasmine too.
Yeah,
what
Jasmine
did y'all-
Crockett,
Yeah.
Porter, Katie Porter.
Katie
These are
Porter.
powerful women and voices.
Well, I like their attitude of "F you, I have the right to say this, and I'm not leaving." I'm
Yeah.
not going to stop. They're not easily.
Nita, you brought up a thing about
What's
this
that?
whole deportations and shit like that. Have y'all
Right.
looked at the news about Nashville, Tennessee?
Pray tell what's
Not
happening in Nashville.
Specifically.
Oh, they had a big old ice roundup. And John, you never visited me when I was in Nashville, but I lived in a neighborhood. It's called Tusculum, and it's in a very, very, it's a very colorful neighborhood.
All right.
Well, they went in there, ICE went in there, and took out a bunch of people, including mothers leaving their kids in the car, and just dragged them out, hauled them off. God knows where they've
do you
disappeared them
expect
to.
anything? Do you expect anything else out of this administration?
I mean, are we talking about the Fourth Reich here for sure?
They were,
I know
they
we
were
are.
in D.C. today, going around to restaurants.
Going around to
Yeah.
restaurants.
Going
That's
around to restaurants.
ridiculous.
It
And
is.
I'm kids left in cars with their mamas hauled off.
Going into a restaurant, you know what
And
that
this
just
is
brings to
not-
my mind? That means you're going in there, it's somebody who is working their ass off, trying to do the right thing, paying taxes on their fucking income,
Yep.
for whatever reason, her immigration status, all of a sudden you're just going to pluck that woman out or that guy and just haul him out. Haul him out. Haul him to Louisiana. Next thing you know, El Salvador. It's bullshit.
The one restaurant stopped him at the door and said, no,
Good.
you're not going to come in and take anybody. We have papers for them. We do not have them here at the restaurant, and we would appreciate you leaving, not making a scene, and we will get the paperwork to you that you need for our workers, but not here at the restaurant.
The problem with that, these are not ICE agents.
No,
These
they're not.
are private people that they send out to do this. And they don't give a flying shit about
They left.
law. They don't care about any of that.
It's going
They
to
were
take
told,
that. It's going to take
"We'll
people
pay
standing
you
up.
This much.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, let
all
me-
they care about. We'll get
let me-
paid.
Let me catch up real quick because James Tripp came in with $5 and said, so the draft dodger wants a military parade. General Patton must be rolling over in his grave, along with a lot of other veterans. And I swear I'm expecting them to show up in a fucking uniform. Lynn Valley
Yes.
came in with $5 and said, never thought I'd find a Bluetooth in South Texas. That's, baby, there's more than just me down here. Just got to look for us, baby. Wesley Wiseman came in with $5, said, Canada border is invisible, ignoring the courts opening Alcatraz. What the fuck? Exactly. He wants to open Alcatraz. There's a reason we closed it. It was too expensive. It was rotting. It's falling apart. It's
Look, they can open Alcatraz as long as they're going to put his ass in it.
yeah,
To stay.
yeah. Make
That's
a
what I
presidential
think.
suite in
What's
it.
the name of that?
It's all fluff. It's all red meat to his MAGA. His base is going to go, yeah, we're going to fucking open Alcatraz, man. We're going to put all them terrorists in the Alcatraz, man. That's what we're going to do because Trump's a fucking badass. That's the shit that he sells. Ignorance.
Hey, I don't remember what I heard it on, but I heard that right before he made that proclamation about opening Alcatraz, that he saw the movie Escape from Alcatraz.
Yep.
That's what got him interested.
That's probably
in it.
what it was. He probably seen a movie and so, well, there you go.
Moron.
Yeah. That's it. There's
All
no
right,
thought put into it.
John, I'm gonna duck out of here. You got one or two other hands down here. No, you don't. But I'm still gonna duck out of here.
All right, Leo, thank you for coming in, brother. We appreciate it.
I'd like to remind everybody, and you always do, take a look at Biker Wisdom and Thoughts, and the YouTube channel. And if you can help out, please do. I've done no leather work this month, so I've spent all my time politicking and trying to build this damn party here, and it looks like it's working. But if you can help, please do.
Indeed, Leo. We all need a little help, brother.
Yep.
Anyway, Leo, that's Biker Wisdom and Thoughts on Facebook, on YouTube. Leo Sahaki, y'all check him out. Leo, take care of yourself,
All right,
brother.
I love y'all. I'll talk to you again soon.
Will do, brother. Take care. There we go. Anyway. Boy, howdy shit. Yeah. Yeah, he wants to open up Alcatraz. Ain't that some shit? That just...
Oh, he told a
kills me.
story. Did you hear the story he told about there was only one person that ever escaped from Alcatraz, and they're not really sure, if he made it or not, but
Right.
some of his clothes, and he said something about the clothes had shark bites in them. Have you ever heard that?
No, I haven't heard that one. Yeah, there was an escape
He's got
from
things-
Alcatraz,
Doesn't he have- Yeah, I saw that.
but they never
has-
found. Yeah,
I don't know
No,
about the shark bites.
I don't know. I've been to San
But,
Francisco Bay.
him
I don't
and
think I'd
sharks.
try to swim that shit.
No, me neither. Do you remember when he was going on and on about the shark and the battery and getting electrocuted or
Oh my
eaten
gosh,
by a
yeah.
shark? That's the first thing I thought about when I heard. I said, this guy is really, he's obsessed. with he getting eaten up by a shark.
No, he's obsessed with being absurd is what he's obsessed with.
Oh,
Like
you
I
know
said,
what?
sparkly things. Don't look at the sparkly things.
Well, there's so many of them.
Everything
Oh, hey,
with him is a sparkly thing.
Yeah, it's a
how about his
distraction.
call to desegregate the schools again? Have you
no,
seen
Lordy.
that? He really wants to stir up.
Yeah,
the-
y'all,
the-
you can hear that too, that sigh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. He wants.
Took away the kiddie shows on PBS. You know.
Yeah.
come on.
Him and Big Bird. I don't know what that's about, but
I know.
oh,
Big Bird's better looking.
I'm sorry, my mind. All of a sudden, all these I'm remembering all this stuff, in a flurry. How about Stephen Miller for our security honcho? I think they're talking about
National
Walter.
Security. Yes, National Security Advisor. They're
Yeah.
thinking about him as National
Miller.
Security
They're
Advisor. Are
both
you
doing
shitting
everything
me?
in that
But
administration.
that's who's
anyway.
in that's who's in his ear anyway.
I know. Yeah, he's right there.
He's writing all of it for everybody. So
Yeah.
you know.
Boy, howdy.
Hello, Dangerous.
Aloha.
How you doing, brother?
I'm vertical. That's half the battle.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. It's the best you can hope for on any given day. That
By
you
the
make
way,
it
I
out of
have
bed.
been to Alcatraz several times. Of course,
Have you?
never as an inmate, but I have been there. And, yeah, supposedly, like that movie, they say that a couple people possibly escaped, and who knows. But
Right.
number one, I want to tell you something. Number one, there are no man-eating sharks in the San Francisco Bay. Number two, that water in the Pacific Ocean off of the coast of California, all the way up to Washington, Canada, it's 57 degrees year-round. It'll cause hypothermia.
Yeah.
And also the currents are so
At the
strong
Presidio.
that go through the bay that
Really,
you
Cassie?
basically get swept out underneath the Golden
prime
Gate Bridge
duty.
out into the Pacific Ocean. Unless if you can hit the Presidio, if you can make a beeline to the Presidio, you might make it.
I just
but
noticed
most
a
chances
comment
are-
in the chat that Cassie Hicks was stationed at the Presidio.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. The
Prime,
Presidio,
yeah.
you're going to Hawaii. I mean, after
I lived
that.
on the other side of the park from it.
Yeah, I was stationed at Moffett Field at the bottom of the Bay Area, down by San Jose. And
yeah.
every time we took off, we'd fly right over the bay and see Treasure Island, see Alcatraz. It's all right down there.
Where they
Go
keep
fly
the
over the Golden Gate.
nuclear vessels. They keep the nuclear vessels there at Treasure Island. Right? Remember that from the Star Trek or from the Star Trek movie where Scotty would go, "That's where they keep the nuclear vessels."
I didn't see that one either.
Nuclear.
I hate
vessels.
that. People ask me, "Did you see that movie, John?" No. Chances are, no, I didn't see that movie.
Oh, that's a good.
Come
that's
on,
one of the
John, you
better
gotta
ones.
start
I
seeing some
know it.
movies.
I got years and years and years to catch up on movies.
Oh, they
just
actually
years.
land. They land in San Francisco, and they land in Golden Gate Park. The whole Star Trek, I mean,
Yeah.
the whole thing lands in Golden Gate Park. It's pretty interesting. It's a good. That's actually one of the best.
I have been to Golden Gate Park. I've been there. So, just
Yeah,
didn't
every
see the
Sunday
space
they would
landing.
close the park off. They would close it off to driving traffic, and it would just be for skateboarders, people on roller skates and dancing. The park turns into a big party environment every Sunday. And they do live music
Well, now,
everywhere.
I was there during the early 70s. So,
It still happens every
Is it?
Sunday. They do that. Yeah. I mean, that's a beautiful park.
oh, yeah. Yeah,
I
it's a
kind of like
beautiful
San
area.
Francisco.
Oh,
I like to
the
I
Bay
lived
Area
there
is
for a
gorgeous.
while.
It was, yeah.
The only
I
thing that
enjoyed my
keeps
time.
the city clean is that ocean breeze. Otherwise, it would be putrefied. I mean, the fact that the ocean comes in. I mean, it's fine. It's funny the way how the fog rolls in. San Francisco, right off of the ocean in the summertime.
Yeah, try
that's
going over
pretty
that
trippy.
bridge in the fog. It's no fun. It's no fun.
Have you been to the other side in Marin County on top of Mount Tamalpais
Oh, yes.
to look
Oh,
back at
yes.
the
I've-
city?
yes.
Oh, that view
Oh,
is
yeah.
epic from Mount
Yeah.
Tamalpais. When you're looking at the
I have a
Golden Gate,
nightmare. I have a nightmare story from the first time I ever crossed the Golden Gate Bridge.
what
and
happened?
It
Tell
started months before I crossed that bridge. When I first moved to California, and I bought my first new car, And the Toyota dealer thought it was real funny to sell me a stick shift.
What happened? Did you stall it?
Shit, I could drive a stick, not a problem, baby. Yeah, give it to me.
Not
Took
in
it for a
San
test drive,
Francisco.
no problem. First time I drove it into San Francisco, problem. Big problem.
Oh my God.
Big problem.
Oh no!
I wore out
And
that
that's,
emergency
a
brake.
busy city. I used
No,
to have to
man.
drive a semi.
Every stop sign or stoplight's at the top of a hill.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there at a big angle, just waiting to drift backwards.
Oh God!
So-
Oh no!
No, my first trip across the Golden Gate Bridge was a fine day. Went across the bridge. I got over to Sausalito, and I got off the highway and was looking for a place to turn around. And I got off at this exit, and I seen this little road. Okay, well, I'll go up here and find a place to turn around on this road. Yeah, biggest freaking mistake I ever made in California. That road was right on the side of a mountain with no guardrail, no nothing. It's barely enough room for one vehicle, and there ain't no place to turn around for a while. And way up the hill, all of a sudden there was a truck coming down, and my ass puckered. I got at that time my wife and 2 kids in the freaking car, and
no.
yeah, my butt's puckering, but I seen him stop. I'll make story short. I seen him stop anyway. I pulled up because I ain't got no other way to go. I'm thinking I'm just going to pull up to his bumper and say, I'm going to hook onto you. You back up.
Yeah.
But no, he had stopped, and I had pulled up, and sure enough, there was a pull-off. So I pulled off in there. He came by, and I turned around in that little pull-off. And yeah, it's Cantafat, yeah, puckered big time.
And you know, it's kind of funny, right where you were Stetson Beach.
And it wasn't no easy run coming down that hill I was getting in a stick shift.
No. I almost lost my life on Stetson Beach trying to climb up the cliffs there. I mean, everything on the California coast is so weathered. That, and by the way, talking about Alcatraz, it's just a shiny object. One reason why it costs so much to maintain that particular prison is because of the salt air. It ruins everything. It rusts.
Go
by
figure.
the way, there's no water on the island. There's no way to pump water there. I mean, they would have to put a desalination plant in there. The only way they could ever get water there is they would have to bring it out by boat, put it in, pump it into that fucking tower.
Same way with sewage, buddy.
And the other thing too is, besides the water, is you have to bring all the food there by ship. It's not like, a helicopter just drops food or whatever. So yeah, it costs 3 times more to maintain it, and it's actually a historical land site.
It's a ridiculous idea. To
Isn't
bring
it a
it up
national
to
park now?
Yes, it is a national park.
Yes,
it's a tourist attraction, and to bring it up to code or bring it up to speed would cost millions upon millions of dollars. It would take years and years to do. It's a bullshit idea that ain't going to go nowhere. We're not going to open up Alcatraz to put house prisoners. It's economically unfeasible.
It's another shiny object.
It's another shiny object. Throw it out there so everybody can go, are you shitting me? No, we're not shitting you. He does this shit on a constant basis.
Yeah, with his Pope picture, boy, that really pissed off 1.4 billion Catholics. There's a video that goes along with that. Did you see the video
this morning?
Did you see the video that came with that? There's actually a video that they put out too that shows like Trump riding in the fucking beast, and then it shows him as riding in the Pope mobile. It says like,
now you're just going to make us throw up, dangerous one.
Oh God, it's horrific. Yeah. But you know what? He's doing all this shit just to trigger us, to keep us from really paying attention to what the hell he's doing. By the way, he made all student loans due yesterday, and I owe like 24 grand on student loans. And guess this, I went and I found out that over the 5 million people that are defaulted in student loans, I'm going to be collecting Social Security now, and come to find out.
No, you won't.
I mean, I'm getting less than $1,000 a month at my Social Security, and come to find out, they can actually take that money. They can take my Social Security.
Student loans are the one thing the government can always take, and it's a bullshit. The whole private shit.
And then on top of
The
it,
whole
he
premise
wants- he
of
wants to
student
take all
loans,
this
the way it's
money.
managed, is bullshit anyway.
Right.
It's a racket.
He wants a $90 million military parade, but then he's going to go ahead and take what little money a person like me has and say,
he'll take every
my
fucking dime, buddy.
$12,000
That military
He-
parade is his. Hey, let me
The way
call
they're
out a
gonna
couple. Let me call out a. Thank you. Alan Roberts came in with a $5 donation and said, "Please tell Donnie Canada isn't for sale. He doesn't listen. Fuck Trump and fuck
Where is it?
M. Thinking him.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, that would mean they would take 2 years of my
Maybe
Social
Miller.
Security to pay off my debt.
Yeah,
And
maybe
I'll
so.
tell you one thing I'm tempted to do. I'm tempted just to send him $1 a month. That way, at least
do
I'm
that.
paid.
I want to thank
Yeah, just
Peter
about-
who came in with a $50 donation. It didn't pop up on the screen. Peter, I appreciate you so much, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, that's it. That's it. Okay.
I'm going to wait for a collection letter. I'm going to see if that ever shows up in the mail.
Oh,
They've never reached out to me, by the way. I tried to actually get a hold of Nelnet. Those are the people that manage all the friggin' student loans. And
What?
they told me, there would be a 6-hour wait. That's how
Yeah.
many people are calling. And so they said, you should get something in the mail. Well, yeah, it better not be from collections. I mean, that's the last thing. I mean, are you going to take all these people on default and you're just going to automatically turn them into collections? And you know, those collection agencies, they charge money on top of whatever you owe, too. They take a fee, too,
oh
on
yeah.
top of it.
It'd be terrible.
Well, I'm hoping we soon see more suits against the government, this particular
I think you're going to see that.
administration.
I think you're
From
going to see a whole
private
lot more.
individuals that, again, they're going to have to be pro bono or something, because they're not going to be able to afford it themselves, but they might have to group them together like they've been doing. But
Right.
I know a
Class action
young
lawsuit.
man in Texas who has a specific genetic disorder, and he
Right.
needs medical attention, has always needed medical attention. He's on Medicaid. They stopped his Medicaid. Now, he has a trachea and some other things,
Really?
right?
Really?
That extreme.
Yeah,
And they
well,
stopped
it's
the Medicare
not
payments.
for breathing, I think it's for
Yeah.
eating.
Think about that when
Yeah.
you see the tanks rolling down Pennsylvania Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now his father has had to take a day or two off of work just to track people down. He has called every representative type person in his area, in his state, in Texas, John. He has called them all. And most of them either, it's an answering machine, or there's one that his local one doesn't even have an answering machine and nobody's answering. And yeah,
Go figure.
go figure.
Go
But in the
figure.
meantime, it stalls things. You're
Yes.
rolling along, and
It delays.
your child needs
Somebody
a
can
certain
die.
level of
Somebody
something every day or every week or whatever, whatever their schedule is.
Right.
And this
They're gonna
just
make
puts
it.
everything on hold, stop, and you don't know
Yeah.
what to do. You don't know where to go. And yeah,
He could die. He could die.
Everything's
People's
turmoil.
Lives are
Yeah.
on the line here.
Right.
And he's jacking around.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't, again, he does not give a shit. Not about
Nope.
you,
By the
not
way,
about
did
this country, not about the Constitution, not about a damn thing. He
Did you hear
doesn't
about
give a
that
shit.
Did you hear about that January 6th guy who was pardoned that killed a woman and was let off because of his pardon? Yes, a 47-year-old guy back in 2022, when he found out that he was going to be convicted for the January 6th thing, he left a bar drunk as shit with a 1.77 alcohol content. He was overheard. I want to kill myself. He wanted to go run into a semi truck, but instead he went down the highway speeding. He ran into a 35-year-old woman. The car burst into flames that broke every bone in her body. The only way they could identify her was by her fingernail polish. And
Oh my God.
he literally, then he got convicted at January 6th. Once he got pardoned by Trump, they brought the murder conviction. And guess what? That he was facing life in prison. And since Trump pardoned him, the judge went and gave him 3 years. in prison.
Oh my God.
That was it. That's what he paid for killing somebody, because he wanted to kill himself. Instead, he killed somebody else. So
Now,
that's
you know,
kinda
every
like,
one
just
of them
look at the-
January 6th defendants that were pardoned by Trump were all outstanding, superior citizens of their community.
That's right.
Yeah, that shine like new money. Are you shitting me?
Probably going to be in the front of the parade too.
Yeah,
Oh
don't.
God.
I would
Oh,
not doubt
God.
that one bit at all if he does not include some of them.
Oh, all
Where's
of
the
them.
sniper on
Yes.
the roof? Where's the snipers on the roof?
I don't understand all this about money for this and money, what all this crazy shit that comes up, because doesn't or isn't the House supposed to hold the purse strings?
Oh dear, you're.
Congress.
I
The way
know,
you
I
remember
know.
last night.
Oh, not since
last night
Donnie
was a
came in.
$1.5 million.
Did you?
$1.5
I
million
said, aren't
of
they
plate
supposed
last
to?
night. That guy is making
Well, the
so much
House
fucking money.
gave
Ethically,
up their right to
he's
do
gonna
anything. They handed it over.
He's going to get bit in the ass for as much money. All this cryptocurrency.
We're gonna get
shit,
bit
that
in the ass.
Oh,
$1.5 million
God.
We're taking a bite
last
in the
night.
ass right as we speak, and
But
things
this
are
is
going
going
to
to
get.
come back. I mean, you can't be corrupt, because it's very clearly stated in the U.S. Constitution that a president cannot profit off of the office, and yet he is making.
What?
Did you
Hell
see
yeah.
his meme coin the other day? His crypto
my God.
coin party? Tell me he
Yes,
can't make money off that
last night.
shit. He's the grifter in
1.5
chief,
million
buddy.
per
Well, it
plate.
isn't just that, John, but it's his
His
financial company, or whatever you call it, whatever they're
World
calling it. But
Financial. It's called
every
World
time
Financial.
anybody makes a
Hold
trade,
on.
buys or sells, he gets a chunk.
Right, 85%.
He just gets a chunk because he's the intermediary.
Right, he gets 85%. I looked into it. World Financial is run by Don Jr. and Eric, and also Witkoff's kids, the guy who's
Oh,
over
well, then we
busy
have nothing
dealing
to
with
worry about. I'm sure it's all on the up and up, and everything's legal. And
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
And the Saudis just gave $2 billion to.
That's going to be his first
Bitcoin,
stop on
and
his
he's gonna
Mideast
be-
trip, on his new trip. That's going to be the first stop.
He'll be there next week.
It-
He'll be at the UAE.
It's
and they
always
just
going to
gave
be
him
where
$2
he
billion.
goes. That's where the money is.
Right.
That's where
And
the money
he
is. Jarrett knew that.
He made a deal with the UAE that they're going to put in a golf course, Trump inspired hotels, etc. So it's all a big business adventure.
Yeah, they're going to do that in Gaza Strip too. Netanyahu said he's just going to take the whole fucking strip, so they can go ahead with the plans of the big statue of Trump and the Riviera on the all of that.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, going to do all of that. There ain't no hope for that shit. Because I swear, Trump and Netanyahu, that's two sides of the same coin. Wesley Wiseman came in with a $5 donation and said, kill grants for PBS Kids show. Big Bird is woke, I reckon. Yes. Doesn't matter. Big Bird, all of them. PBS, NPR, because they're liberal. Yeah, they teach kids shit.
Oh, did you hear
my.
that 60 Minutes?
No.
Did you hear 60 Minutes did a show on Greenland? And I don't know, maybe Canada. They did a show on 60 Minutes on Sunday. And Trump saw it, and he got so upset that he said, I want 60 Minutes completely removed off the air. Because they
yeah.
basically told a story all about Greenland and kind of how it's put together and who runs it and our military bases. We got 2 of them there. And they showed basically, how 60 Minutes does programs of public
Right.
interest. Well, he saw that and he thought that was like, counteractive to what he wants to do. So he called 60 Minutes out on it. And said
The
that they
truth
should be
is usually
removed from it.
counteractive to what he wants to do.
If I had a magic wand that could disappear everybody that I disagree with, there'd be nobody left.
Nobody.
By yourself.
It'd be a world all by herself. Except your dog.
No, well, maybe.
Alright.
Sometimes I disagree
Oh,
with my
shit.
dog.
I forgot I had that up on the screen. Oh, shit.
Oh, dear.
Did you
They
protest?
just think
on
it's
May
going to
Day?
get... Huh?
Did you protest on May Day?
No, I did not.
Anybody here?
No, they had a
protest on May
large
Day?
protest,
I
but I did not get
Well-
to make it. The vehicle wasn't
Wow.
available. And
I couldn't do it either. I'm going
I
to get to the next one, I hope.
Yeah, I had planned on it, and then, like I said, I've been kind of sick a couple of days off and on. I don't know what. I was
I had
kind of
heart
upset with
pain.
myself.
Well, we had over
Right.
1,000 in attendance here in Maui. I guess the
Outstanding.
next really big one that's coming up, everybody's calling on, is going to be June 14th on Flag Day, the same day that's, the
There's one
250th
before
anniversary.
that, though. There's one
Yeah,
before that.
also on June 6th, there's over 50 to 75,000 vets showing up on the mall. And then you
From
could
Omaha
probably
Beach to D.C.,
multiply
a
that
legacy of
times all
fighting
their families.
fascism. Steadfast in purpose, relentless in action, the fight must go on. March in
Is that
D.C. on June 6th.
June
March and
6th,
Deuce
right? Yes.
on June 6th.
Yeah.
That's
That's
the
a week
veterans.
before the big military parade, but on the 14th, with the military parade and Trump's birthday, there's still going to be gigantic. I guess indivisible and move on and so on and so on. On the 14th of June is the big one. That's going to be a lot like the April 5th
okay.
hands off one. across the
On
US.
June
Right.
14th, Flag Day, Donald Trump wants
Flag Day.
tanks in the street and a made-for-TV display of dominance for his birthday. A spectacle
Yeah.
meant to look like strength, but real power isn't staged in Washington.
It's
It
true.
rises up everywhere
There's-
else.
What he
And
I
wants
that's
heard him
us.
say that he
That's
wants
us.
submarines there. I heard him say he wants submarines there. I'm curious how well the submarines are going to be able to make it down.
Oh, not a problem. We got trailers for that. Don't worry. We'll put wheels under them. Don't worry. Either that or we'll put them in a big tank, glass tank full of water. So the periscope will pop up right there. Yeah, don't worry. He's got plans. I'm sure.
Do you know
Hey,
how
I've
much
got
a
a
fucking
request from the
Abrams
chat.
tank weighs? An Abrams tank weighs weighs about 60 tons. You know what the
It's gonna
tracks
chew
are
up
going to
those
do to
streets.
Pennsylvania Avenue? Yeah.
It-
You know
yeah,
what the
it's gonna
tracks are
tear
gonna
up
do
the
to
fucking
Pennsylvania Avenue?
Yeah.
They'll be
And then
repaving
he'll
that.
bitch when Washington, D.C. wants money to fucking repair the streets. He won't
Right.
pay that. So, anyway, I have a request from the chat. And guess what it is?
I just need you
Roll
to
it, John.
shut the fuck up, 'cause nobody asked you, bitch. I need you to shut the
That's
fuck
just
up,
to make
bitch.
you
Shut the
smile,
fuck up,
baby.
bitch. Just shut the
Oh,
fuck up,
Donnie,
bitch.
just
Shut the fuck
shut
up,
the
bitch.
fuck up.
Bow, bow,
Come
shut
up
the
with
fuck
all
up,
sorts of
bow,
crap
shut
pull
the
out of
fuck
his
up,
ass
bow,
every
bow,
day.
shut the fuck up,
Every day.
shut the fuck up,
And then when he gets in
bow,
front of a
shut the fuck
microphone,
up, shut the
boy,
fuck up,
howdy
bow,
shit.
bow.
Boy, howdy shit. He just goes on and on when he gets in front of a microphone. He doesn't know when to shut up. Anyway.
I have a very good friend who passed away. He lost his fight with cancer on Good Friday, and I was
sorry to hear
talking to
that.
his wife yesterday. Yeah, it was sad. He went down really quick too because I saw him in January and he was just fine. But I guess that once they started the chemo, he started getting tumors in his liver, and that just took him down. But
Good going,
the
Doug.
sad part about it, when I was talking to his wife yesterday, which she's my childhood friend ever since age 7, she goes, you know what really upset him the most? Him having to die and hear the orange idiot on TV every fucking day. He goes, this is a terrible way to go. That this son of a bitch is part of my whole presence before I step one foot in the grave. He that would really upset him. The fact that he goes, why do I have to die with this idiot in the office, always on the TV? I mean, sad.
I think that's what's keeping a lot of people alive. We don't want to die until we see this man out of our house. It's
I
damn
agree.
sure motivating me. I want him out so bad. It's sad.
And it should be a national holiday that day that he dies. We should mark it as a national holiday.
Everybody wants to go by. And
He'll get
piss
his
on that
holiday.
grave.
It'll be the day of his death. That'll be his holiday.
Yeah.
We'll
Oh,
celebrate
Pauline,
his
I
death.
see you in there.
Oh, we're talking about parades and birthdays and holidays. What about the new thing about Veterans Day no longer being Veterans Day? It's going to be, what is it, Remembrance Day or for World War One and
Fuck.
Memorial Day as well. That's not
That's
going to be
ridiculous.
Memorial Day.
Yeah,
That's
we're
gonna
supposed
be-
to reflect on World War One, right?
Yeah, World War One for Veterans Day, World War Two for Memorial Day, and that cuts a lot of people out all in between. You know what I mean?
Correct.
They had reason for having a
He
Memorial
doesn't
Day.
know what either one of them mean.
I know
Right.
that. I mean, just before, oh God, every day
Every day.
I just get
All
up.
this guy
Wondering
does is
what's
want to make
new.
headlines. That's all he
For
wants
those
to
of
do
you
is
don't
make
know,
headlines. If he can make
Veterans
a
Day is
headline-
for celebrate those that live. Memorial Day is for those who didn't.
Who died?
Correct. That is a
And
fact.
not only in a certain war, you know.
No,
Yeah, just
Correct.
anymore.
They're all
no, for all wars, to honor
Yep.
their memory, to
from
honor
the
those that served.
Revolutionary War
He
to the War
knows
of
nothing about either
1812.
one of them.
No. If you asked him what the Falklands conflict was, he would be clueless what the Falklands even were. You know?
There is so much that he's clueless about. It's when I hear him speak, you can always tell when he's reading something that somebody else wrote for him,
Right?
or he's saying his own thing. He doesn't even have a very, how shall I say, he has a very limited vocabulary.
And did you see one of the Fox News hosts asked him a very interesting question, and what his answer was? She asked him a question, goes, why did you cut $1 billion from mental health services? And then he went on some diatribe about like illegal immigrants are getting it. He never answered the question. It's just word
He never
salad.
does.
But he's the one who needs
because
in
he
fact,
doesn't.
We figured out that a prefrontal lobotomy would be not even good enough for him. So go figure. He's the guy that
He
needs
could
it.
have
has to be
he could have a
improvement.
complete lobotomy, and there would be no difference.
Correct.
He doesn't
You
have
are
a
correct.
brain to use. He's got some kind of contraption up there that just constantly cranks out things that he thinks makes him look glorious and wise and all knowing
Maybe it's a
and
little
all that shit.
alien with joysticks, a little teeny alien.
It's
with
narcissism
joysticks.
at its peak is what we have. And every time he speaks, it's a word salad. He gets off on all sorts of tangents, and he says nothing about anything. Nothing definitive. And if he does, it is subject to change tomorrow.
He
After
always
the
makes
news gets hold of it.
Pulled into his brain at that exact moment, and it's whoever spoke to him last. He was obviously watching the movie The Rock this weekend. That's why he came up with the Alcatraz thing.
Jim's radio check,
so
I know
whoever has his
exactly
ear
how you
last,
feel.
then he comes up with a new policy.
They'll figure out a way, buddy.
He talked to John Boyd, and next thing you know is he wants to then put the tariff on all the Hollywood films. You know what I mean? It's like,
Hey,
whoever
makes
he
sense
talks
to me.
Yeah.
I swear.
Well,
Hey, let me thank
what,
Wesley Wiseman, who came back with another $5 and said, Donnie Two Dolls, America doesn't need Canadian lumber. Damn crazy bastard. I know it. I know it.
Oh, he just. Did you
Well,
see
he's got a
the look
plan.
he
We're
said
just
all
going to
that?
do away with national parks and just start cutting down all the lumber in there. Well, we don't need Canada. Shit, well, just, yeah. Canada's our number one trading partner besides China.
I lost. the picture.
Oh, and China, we're not trading with them now. Got a 145% tariff today. Every ship that pulls in now, 145%
Did you know that there's
increase.
60% less? The ships leaving China are now 60% less.
Yep.
The last one's pulled out of the harbor just days ago, and they said that it's 60% reduction. They're sending smaller boats because they can't send the big container ships because there's nothing to send anymore. So,
I want to
even the
quote
Port
Carolyn
of Los
Majesco, who
Angeles
just said, yes, he is very much disliked by vets. He has disrespected them in so many ways. The photo ops, his actions, his actions in Normandy, his lying about his service, his need for a parade, his disrespecting the Gold Star family, his axing of the vet service. I could go on and on. Asshole extraordinaire. Because, why? Because why? Because why? Because he
Because it's
doesn't
the
give a
truth.
shit. He
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
give a shit about anything. There's no patriotic bone in his body. There's no love for this country. There's no respect for our laws, our traditions, our Constitution, or anything else.
Yeah, there is something wrong with him, though. I mean, seriously. Talk the mental health wise.
He is
Not
a
making
symptom.
An excuse.
Or he's the what do you want to say? The manifestation of problem America has. That's how he got
He's
elected the
the
first
poster
time.
boy.
It's how he got elected the second time. Hate.
By the way, you know the people
No.
that say TDS, you have TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. I have a new
I have it
one.
big
I
time.
say you got BDS, Biden derangement syndrome. BDS. Just turn it back on.
Well,
And
I
what did he
tell
say
mine
the
to-
other day? About the economy, he
What's
said,
that?
"Oh, all the good parts are the Trump parts, and all the bad parts are the
Right.
Biden parts."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Biden. Biden.
Guess
Yeah.
that's
Doesn't that sound,
yeah.
intellectually
Everything
sound?
bad's Biden, everything
Yeah.
good is Trump, right?
And that's exactly what
T-
it's going to be the whole 4 years.
You know what's
The
the sad part
TBS
about our
thing?
lives? Did we ever plan on spending these last 10 years of our
Oh
life
God.
wanting to know who the hell this son of a bitch is? And I
No.
mean, why do we have to fill our brains with this garbage, but we have to know our enemy? And it's sad that we've had to waste our brain power on this fucking idiot.
We don't have to waste our brain power on the sparkly shit. We really don't. We have to look at the more dig it into the trenches stuff. Look and see what's
Well, this-
going on in the courts. Period.
The big beautiful bill is the
Oh,
thing
yeah.
everybody should be paying attention to, because they're trying to pass that fucking shit where they're going to punch a hole in the trade or in our deficit, and they're going to make the tax cuts permanent for all the fucking uber rich. That's really that's why all this other shit's a distraction, because they don't want you paying attention to the fact that they're trying to pass this bill. But there are Republicans that are holding firm. There's Tillis. There's a couple other Republicans that are saying, I don't think so. I'm not going to let Medicaid get cut. I'm not
Yeah,
going to let
they've
these
said
get
that
cut.
before.
Well, there's not
there
enough
are.
of them yet.
I don't
There's
trust
not enough
them
of
either.
them yet. This might be a start, a inkling.
I've seen them stand in that hall with the camera in their face and say, "I'm not going to go for this," and I'm not, and then they go and vote.
Then they go vote for
it.
Yeah.
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 Well, he's been pumping the phones. I understand he's been pumping the phones, calling these people.
I'm sure
so
he
that
is.
means that he's
Oh,
worried.
he's always on the phone and tweeting and truthing and whatever.
But he's calling these specific senators and trying to get them, like, maybe, I'll give you $500,000 if you
You
just
mean
go ahead.
threatening
and vote.
them? Yeah, I'm sure he
Yeah.
is.
It's more of a threat than a bribe. I guarantee
I
you
bet
it's
you
a
bribes
threat.
them. I bet you he bribes them, though, too.
I don't think so. I think he's got dirt on every one of them. Every Republican there is, he's got dirt on him.
Well, they
That's
now
what
have
I
dirt
think.
on all of us.
Except
They
for
got
Squeaky Mikey Johnson.
Yeah,
They now have every single American's private info. They're going to build dossiers on every single American now.
I'm sure.
They now know all of it because they've
I'm
combined
sure.
everything all in one place. They're going to build dossiers, and if they can dig deep enough into your history, they'll find something you did, and they'll then come pick you up and call you, send you off to CCOT or whatever because you're an
Oh
alien.
boy.
So
I'm sure.
In the
I'm sure
meantime-
I'll be on the list, and I will proudly be on that fucking list.
in the
Yeah.
meantime, I'm curious to see what's gonna go here. I mean, granted, I'm not holding or waiting for any elections specifically, but
But
Ryan Kemp out of Georgia, governor out of Georgia, said he won't be running for Senate.
he won't be on what?
That he won't be running for Senate, which they thought he would.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's-
At
'cause
last
that's
I
a
heard,
general progression. Governors run for Senate or
right for
sometimes.
Senate. He probably there's a good chance he could, fare
He
well
said he
in that
doesn't
race.
want to run for Senate. And in a bit of a reversal, Senator Michael Bennett, which I can't remember which state he's from, will run for governor. So he's going the opposite direction. And Tommy Tubbashit and Marsha Blackburn are also considering gubernatorial runs.
Oh,
wow.
God. Shit.
Mhm.
I heard.
Well-
Did anybody hear about somebody went and pulled the hajib off of that one Congress lady today?
No.
Somebody. No, I saw a little story, and I joined the room, but I saw a little story that somebody came up, and I don't know what her name is, but they took her hajib off today in Congress. They ripped it off of her
Oh.
head.
Yeah,
In
that's
Congress.
probably
Did
Marjorie
that.
Taylor
in
Greene.
Congress.
That's why. That's why I asked if anybody had heard about that.
No, I
No,
didn't.
Yeah, you go and take
Boy,
somebody's
howdy.
fucking head covering off. That's kind of a assault. If you
Yeah,
ask
there's the
me.
news of the
You
day.
touch somebody,
is.
that's assault.
Hey, let me call out Alan Roberts,
Yeah.
who came in with $5 Canadian. Thank you, Alan, and said Donnie doesn't understand trade because it involves paying for stuff. Yeah, fuck Trump and fuck Musk. Yeah, Donnie doesn't pay for shit. Oh, he wants your stuff. He just doesn't want to pay you for it. And Lincoln came back with $5 and said, yeah, here's the news of the day, baby. And we better hope for the best here. India just launched strikes on Pakistan. This
Oh,
planet
God.
sucks. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
That was
that came out
earlier
today.
today.
That started today.
Nine strikes. at
Yeah, and
least.
these
Because
both
India
nuclear
shut off all the
countries.
water to Pakistan. India shut off all the water to Pakistan, and so Pakistan looked at that as a threat to war because that's water terrorism. And I know that they have been doing military exercises. So you're telling
They
me
have
that
been
they crossed
puffing
the
up on
border?
each other for a while now.
Right. But don't. Pakistan has it written in their constitution that they have the right to strike first and ask questions.
Preemptive
later.
strike. Part of this, both Pakistan and
Right.
India are nuclear members. They have nuclear weapons. And what happens
Correct.
if one of them decides, well, here you go, take this, boom. You know,
You do know that we have a bunch of destroyers and aircraft carriers that are been steaming to the Indian Ocean because of this, right?
oh, I
No
would
doubt.
imagine. I
we
would
do.
imagine.
We dispatched them about demobilizing right now because we knew that this may happen.
Well, yeah, they've been threatening for a
Tulsi
while.
Gabbard,
They've
she's
been-
the head of
yeah, this has been
intelligence,
going on
right?
for
And
weeks
we never
now.
hear anything. We never hear anything about from our. Right now, this would be a perfect time for our adversaries to attack America because we're so unorganized. I mean, and our
Absolutely.
adversaries.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
our
let's don't put
security.
any thoughts in anybody's mind there. You know,
Yeah, I know.
this would be-
We got our defense
Yeah.
shields down right now. Our defense shields are down right now because we got some guy who's busy tipping fucking champagne bottles and on.
we got
signal
one.
in the
Got a
fucking-
guy that's so paranoid.
Pentagon.
He's got, today the Supreme Court upheld his ban on transgenders in the military. There's approximately about 14,000 transgender sailors, soldiers, and airmen. And I am sure whatever is dangling or not dangling between their legs does not have a fucking thing to do with their job.
Fuck no.
No,
No.
If you're willing to
it's
fight, it doesn't matter who you are.
yeah. Well, today they're all getting discharged, baby. They're all going to be separated. Ain't that a kick in the ass
So
for
this
serving your
was-
country?
The
Oh,
unemployment
yeah.
rolls.
Yeah,
you know
you-
what the unemployment's going to look like here in about 2 months when we
With
see
every-
that all
with
the
everything
people
that
have
he's
lost their
doing?
jobs.
It's not just the tariffs. You're right. Employment is going to get down. Even what he's already done through the federal government. All those people that he has fired, all of a sudden they ain't got an income. That means house
No.
payment, electric bill, car payments, all that shit. You
I
know,
bet you
the
unemployment's
stores
gonna
they
go
supported
10,
around the
15%.
yeah.
I mean, we're at 4% unemployment right now, but I almost guarantee we're going to see 10 to 15% unemployment,
Yeah.
and that's going to be
I
outrageous.
think yeah.
I mean,
I think the job market is definitely going to cool off, and the economy is going to continue to go down.
You don't see
because there's
everybody
no
buying a lot of
confidence.
shit
Yeah,
either.
the market damn
Everybody's
sure
holding
doesn't
on
have
to
any
it.
confidence in this bullshit. Every day
Right,
he changes
there's no
his mind about
confidence.
something.
everybody's
Yeah.
holding on to their money right now. Nobody wants to make any big expenditures.
Don't
'cause
blame
we
them
don't
a
know what's
bit.
gonna happen.
It's uncertain how much beans are
Right.
going to cost in a week or two. You know, this is
Well,
going
let
to
me ask
affect
everybody right
everybody.
here in this room. Is everybody kind of being a little bit frugal right now, kind of holding on?
Shit.
You're not making any
Yep.
big. We're all kind of, I know I
Are
am.
you
I'm
shitting
not
me?
making-
If it wasn't for Donna Servantson, I wouldn't be here. Yeah, hanging on by a thread is an understatement. And that goes for a lot of people. That goes for a majority of probably the people in this chat. That every day, I know people in this family that are struggling.
It's a struggle.
It
It's
is.
a struggle.
And it doesn't look like it's going to get any better anytime soon. As a matter of fact, the looming threat above our heads is Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, services that we all depend on. All of a sudden, they're going to dry up, and go away. What do you do?
So we're just supposed to we're supposed to put grandma and
Suck it
grandpa
up.
out on the front
Yep,
door,
just
let
suck it
them
up.
freeze overnight.
Yep.
So with
Yeah.
one less mouth to feed. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, and he
That's
thinks they're
about
all
it.
liberal voices or liberal people that are going to suffer. It's going to be everybody. It's going to be the maggots. A lot of maggots are going to suffer. And what are they going to do? You know?
Especially the ones in the rural
You
areas.
think they'll? Yes.
Oh yeah.
You think they'll turn against him? No, maybe a small percentage.
Anyone who didn't have enough money to not worry about Wall Street probably will have to worry.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I ain't got no money in Wall Street, baby. Them days is long gone.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
in that. Yeah, that echelon, and yeah, I don't.
But the market affects the economy, and it's an indication of just exactly, you know.
But if you can afford to play in it, those are the people that probably won't be worried.
Wanda Bell's right. Lower classes
Right.
in a depression long before
One thing
anybody
that
else.
we're hearing a lot
When everybody
lately
else is in a
this,
recession.
Right. And one thing we're hearing a lot is all this opulence and everything on their side. And, people are starting to recognize, let them eat cake, right? That's what kind of moment we're living in. This is the Maria
Lifestyle of the
Antoinette
rich and
moment.
famous. Yeah.
Everybody is kind of starting to realize that, yes, Bernie and AOC out there on
Yeah,
the
Tamara.
oligarchy tour,
No room, baby.
they're starting to realize, guess what? There are these people that don't really give a fuck about you and me. So it's
Dare
starting
you
to
say.
become really real.
Dare
When
you say.
$30.
Yeah, most of them are in the
you
White
know.
House right now.
And by the way, Putin actually gave a tour of his private apartment in Moscow yesterday. I saw it on CNN, and he was
I missed
showing
it.
just
Damn.
how opulent it really is. And I mean, it looks like the fucking Sistine Chapel. And, it just
Now,
looks
wait,
like
are you
a
describing
fucking
Putin's
apartment.
place or Donnie's
Donnie's.
White House
All of them,
now?
they're all
Donnie's
the
trying
same.
to build a replica.
The
I think.
Vatican,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, he was
Vatican,
in there
also
bragging to
Donnie's
some
apartment,
reporter
and
about the
fucking-
gold all over.
They're all the same. They all want this golden sort of whatever. It's crazy.
Well,
Yeah, he gave a tour. He gave fucking Russian television a fucking tour of his apartment. And I mean, talk about like, oh my God, he's even got an altar in one room. Like,
Well,
he
that's
can do
No,
a
he
church
doesn't.
service. Yes, he does. He has an altar in his living room that he can do a church service in there.
Oh
Go
boy.
figure.
Because he's such a religious
It's
guy.
insane.
God's on his side, ain't he?
No,
About
although
as much
it's
as
kind of
Donnie.
weird. I guess they don't really care about religion much. I mean, they don't really attack people for religious
How
shit.
come
in
everybody's
Russia.
agreeing with Pauline? What'd Pauline say?
I think that they're atheists, though. But
Yeah.
they don't really attack Christians. I mean, because there is the Eastern
Yeah.
Orthodox Christian Church in Russia, which is really big.
Oh. Okay,
That's all.
I seen it.
Anyway,
I guess we ought to think about wrapping it up for the evening. Boy, howdy shit. Yeah, what a day.
what are you doing this week, John? What's going on in your life?
What's going on? Oh, brother, don't even start me down that road. No. Yeah, it ain't good. It ain't good. I'm trying the best I can. It's yeah. It's like my life is just like everybody else's life. Shit happens. And that's what happens.
Yeah.
Shit happens, and then you got to deal with the shit, and there you go. You got a pile of shit in front of you. You go, damn, that stinks. You got to do something about it. You got to get the shit out of there. So you get the shovel. Anyway, Lincoln came in with a $5 donation and said, economic hardship is what will turn Trump supporters against him. Like Carville said, it's the economy, stupid. And I think Lincoln's right. When it starts hurting them
He is correct.
in a big way, maybe, except for the diehard haters that just, they're not in it. They're already broke, poor, running on empty anyway. Jan Morgan came in with $10. Jan, thank you very much, baby. I appreciate that. Life's a bitch, and sometimes you die. That's about it. So the thing
Has
is to
anybody
make
here
the
ever
best
heard of
of
a
it.
Berna?
Heard of what?
Has anybody ever heard of a Berna gun here?
A burner
They're
gun?
illegal in all 50 states.
Oh, a
but they're
burner gun.
Oh, a burner
Berna.
gun.
Berna.
Burna.
B-Y-R-N-A. Berna gun. They're legal in all 50 states. They use CO2. They shoot fucking CS pellets. They will
Very high
Yeah,
power
they'll-
pellets. Extremely high power
they're
pellets.
400 feet per second is the muzzle velocity. When you fucking pull the trigger, it pierces the CO2 cartridges and it'll fire hard pellets that are 0.67 pellets. And then you
Where
can
there's
also
always
put
somebody
CS
trying to figure out a new way to legally kill your ass. Yeah,
No,
they won't let them
kill
have
you.
machine
They'll
guns. Well,
stop
bump
you.
stocks, but
They
that ain't
won't-
good. That's
they
not.
won't kill you, but for women, They're no bigger than a cell phone. They fit in your purse. They're legal in all 50 states. You can get them in black or orange. And my wife actually asked for one just for personal protection. So I've been looking into it, and come to find out they're legal in all 50 states. And I tell her they hold 5 pellets. I say put 3 of the plastic ones in first and put the 2 CS gas ones last. And you pop somebody 2 times if they come at you again. And you can hit a person from 60 feet away at 400 feet per second. It'll raise some serious welts. Or it could put your eye out or hit a person in the eye.
It'll put your eye out.
Then if you hit them with the CS gas,
Put that down. It's going to put your eye out.
Hey, you're going to put your eye out with that thing.
they're about $500, but you can carry them. You can carry them. They're legal in all 50 states. So I would encourage women that, we live it. People are a lot more angry nowadays. I've noticed
It's a dangerous society we live in.
Don't encourage them to shoot at each other with
pull
things.
out a weapon. If you pull out a weapon, the problem is the person in the vicinity, because it doesn't even have to be the person you're pointing it at, just somebody there with a gun, doesn't know if you're a good guy, bad guy, if that's a real gun, a toy gun, is that a cap gun, is that a fucking pellet gun, or is that a 45 or a 9mm? They're not going to take the time to figure that out.
If it's orange,
you get your ass killed.
They know it's not. If it's orange, though, they're going to know that that's a toy gun.
It won't give a shit.
But if it's black, yeah, you are correct.
Yeah,
well,
yeah. We pull out a weapon.
But if somebody's attacking you in a parking lot, you know what I mean? Tried to carjack you or something like that, a woman could easily pull that out of her purse and pop the son of a bitch. I'm going to come close.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's just used as a deterrent. That's all. It's a deterrent. I mean. Yeah. It's not meant to hurt a person. It's just a deterrent.
Unfortunately, it's a dangerous world we live in, and things happen on a daily basis. But when we're talking about the politics of this, when we're talking about protests, violence is the last damn thing we need. That violence, any kind of violence at a protest would give him carte blanche to do whatever the fuck he wants, which would include
I agree. There'd be
martial law and all that.
Law overnight. I wonder how many veterans are going to show up on the mall on June 6th.
I would imagine plenty. I imagine.
I want to go so bad.
You think many of them will be armed?
I hope not.
I hope not. I hope not. That's where we don't want to go. I don't want to promote that or suggest that we start carrying weapons around. That's bullshit, and you're looking to get your ass killed. You're looking to get your ass killed. And,
it makes people trigger happy. It makes people trigger.
It does. Yeah, you put out a weapon on me. Yeah, I'm going to respond in kind. It's that kind of shit. Anyway, we got protest, but keep it peaceful, baby. Use a sign. Use your voice. Use your vote. That's what we need.
Use a bullhorn.
Use a bullhorn if you have one, Hamlin. Anyway,
loud and proud.
I guess we'll wrap it up. Dangerous, thank you for coming in, brother. Always enjoy it.
Thank you, John. It's always a pleasure. I like being here. I like you. I like everybody.
Well, we're a likable group, buddy. What can I say?
By the way, I just want to remind anybody watching this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, because the audience is growing and we need you in the fight and in the front lines, and we're all good people to have in the foxhole. So
indeed. Like, share, and subscribe, baby. That's all we ask.
And be on the right side of history. Be on the right side of history.
We are.
And
we are.
Correct.
Indeed.
Correct.
Dangerous, take care of yourself.
Thanks, brother. You too, Matt. Aloha. Catch you on the flip side.
You bet. And Juanita.
Yeah, listen, real quick. Something popped up on my Facebook.
All right.
From Left Action. It says, breaking. Kentucky Derby winner Sovereignty turns down a meeting with Trump. Ask why. Ask why. He said, if I wanted to see a horse's ass, I would have come in second.
There you go. That's a good one. I like that.
I did too.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I just
That's pretty good.
That with you.
I would have come in second if I wanted to see a horse's ass. He's about right, too. Well, we need to thank you for that. That put a smile on my face.
You're welcome, man.
All right, darling. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you next time. Why are my dogs barking? I don't like it when my dogs bark. Anyway.
Mine are quiet. No.
Yours are quiet. Mine are out there barking their full heads off. I have them on
Quiet.
camera, but I can't see where I need to see. Anyway, I'm sure everything's fine.
Anyway, I just want to remind people that there are elections going on around the country. A lot of them have to do with school issues, but sometimes it's municipal. But check your area, make sure you're not missing any. Today was an election day in Michigan. They didn't happen to have anything for me in my area, which, okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
around me, there's some school stuff. And yeah, so keep checking. Go to Ballotpedia and just click on Elections 2025. It'll pop up, and then you can choose your state and do what you got to do from
Be
there.
ready. Check your
Be ready.
registration.
Check your registration.
Familiarize yourself with the issues.
Even if you don't think we're ever going to vote again, keep checking, because
Keep checking. Yeah.
keep
Never
checking.
know. Might be able to get one more vote in.
We got to be prepared. You
You
know,
got to be
that's happening.
prepared. Midterms
Be
are coming,
prepared,
baby. We got
Yeah.
one shot at this shit. Anyway.
And of course, if you're in Indivisible or any of the groups, check to see locally what they're doing for protests. Because I know in my area, they're protesting
Indeed.
almost every weekend somewhere for something. So that's great. And specifically on June 6th, that is the veterans in DC. And then June 14th is the big one, No Kings. That's also going to, I think, be in DC, but everywhere. That's an everywhere one. 50-51, right?
There you go.
So,
50-51.
You've got a chance
That's
to
growing and
make a sign and participate and add to the head
make a new
count.
sign. I gotta make a new
You need
sign.
the
I
head
really
count.
do. I gotta make a
Yeah.
new sign. I have my sign in my car just in case I'm ready.
Well,
I
there you
need a new
go.
sign.
See,
There you go.
you could do a pop up where you
Boy
see
Scout,
somebody
be
out there. You
prepared.
just go
That's
in
right. I'm ready.
slide in
Stop,
next
get
to
my
'em.
sign out, and I'm there. Boy, howdy shit.
and half sign.
Anyway.
We'll home. All right. Anyway, other than that, yeah, we've had some people share some shit, John. Lots of
Well,
people.
Lots of people?
Lots of people. I wish I could write all the names down. But,
Damn.
We'd be here a half an hour of me reading all the names.
Well, we could.
We don't wanna
the
do
whole
that.
show. No, we don't.
So I'll just choose some juicy ones.
Get the juicy ones
Like-
out there.
Like Alan L. from Florida and Jerry T. from Pennsylvania, Ronald R. from Ohio, and Kathy E.'s also from Pennsylvania. She shared this shit. Kira C. from
Outstanding.
Florida, and Leia M. from California. They all,
shared this
shit.
shit. You could be a shit share, and Miss Chick might call out your shit. Never know. But you
Never
can't.
know.
You know if you don't share the shit, then you know you ain't gonna be on the list. Because
Right.
we have a shit list. So
I can't share the shit shares if you don't share the shit.
that's right. You got to share the shit. Anyway, it is Tuesday. I'm so glad we're back on the air. I'm working on a lot of things right now, baby. So I got a lot of irons in the fire. But one thing for sure is we'll be back here on Thursday, baby. And so until then, just, man, life's a bitch sometimes. Find a reason every damn day to find a smile. And try to give that shit away, because it makes you feel a whole lot better when you do, even when your ass is on fire. You can always find a reason to smile. My ass is on fire. How you like that shit? Anyway.
Oh,
Ow.
flames.
Anyway.
Flames, put them out.
It's been a hell of a ride. I love you all for being here. Thank you for it. And again, have the best fucking day you can possibly have. And we'll be here again on Thursday. Miss Chick, say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night.